Today's video blog is about posture, and it's about one of the simplest, easiest tricks I've ever found to improve your posture and to be able to hold it nice and tall at any time, especially during the day, when you're driving, especially when you're running or walking. Okay? The whole trick to having really good posture is to feel like you're always lengthening your body, lengthening your spine. And one way to do that is to lengthen the back of your neck. Okay? Really try to feel like you're trying to lengthen the back of your neck from this section right in here. Now there's a number of things that does. You can see right in the side of my neck, there's this big, muscle that runs along the side of everybody's neck. Well, this muscle attaches to the occipital lobe at the base of your skull, and at the front end attaches to your clavicle. All right? So what happens is when you lift up on the back of your neck, it raises your collarbone naturally. So if I'm slumped like this, if I got lousy posture, I'm slumped like this, watch what happens to my chest when I lengthen the back of my neck. It naturally comes up. Well, what that does is it increases my lung capacity. So when I'm running, just lengthening the back of my neck not only keeps me taller, but it improves my lung capacity. Because the last thing you want to do is be crunching in. Okay? So if you slump when you run, you can lose up to 30% of your lung capacity just by slumping. So if you want to be efficient, you want to get the most amount of air mixed with your blood into your muscles. Really work on your lung capacity. But do it by lengthening the back of your neck. And then, like they say in yoga class, you want to feel like you have a piece of string that's lifting you up from here. But really, I always try to use the image of just lengthening the back of my neck. Now, when I lengthen the back of my neck, watch what happens to my chin. My neck goes up, but my chin comes down. You want to make sure that when you run, you're not running with your chin up in the air. Because as soon as your chin goes up, your pelvis goes down, and your weight goes back like this. It's hard to run correctly with your chin up in the air. Throws your whole posture out of alignment. So always reach for the sky with the back of your head. So you're always trying to lengthen the back of your neck. It opens up your chest and it holds you really tall. Now this is also really good for walkers, but it's especially good for triathletes. Because a triathlete, you're on the bike all day, right? You're in this kind of a position. You're pedaling along, steering like this, and you go into T2, transition into running, and you get off the bike and you feel, I've watched it, everybody's walking around like this until they kind of get straightened up, especially if you're an Ironman, you've been out there for 100 miles doing this, okay? So the first thing you want to do as you get off the bike is lengthen the back of your neck. Get yourself as elongated and stretched as you can before you even take a step out of the transition area. Start working on straightening your body up, because that'll make a complete different feeling in how you are in your body when you take off out of that transition area. So the key thing to remember is just lengthen the back of your neck. And a good way to practice this is to do it all day long, every time you remember it. Okay? What I do is I practice it when I'm driving my car. Like I'm always getting caught, driving like this in rush hour traffic, and I'm watching everybody else next to me. Okay? So what you want to do is straighten up while you're driving, and it really helps you remember that. One other thing that I do is I'll put my rear view mirror up a little high. So I gotta really sit up like this to see the cars behind me. Otherwise I can't see out my rear view mirror. So there's little tricks you can do to really work on your posture. Because you don't want to end up like an 80-year-old walking like this who has lost the battle with gravity. Because that's what this is all about. It's beating gravity. Okay? So you don't want to over the years have gravity take its effect on you structurally. You want to constantly work against that your whole life. So like I said, do it when you're standing in line for tickets, when you're at the bank, the grocery store, anytime you remember, stand up straight, lengthen the back of your neck.